Come in. How can I... Oh, it's you. Come in, come in. It's fine. I'm just working on the synthesis. It shouldn't take too much longer. Oh, this? One of the clothiers in town, Amelia, asked me to send some special fabric for her. A new adventurer commissioned her for an outfit. I can't remember the name. Alright, that's done. Let's just put that over here. Sorry about that. Anyway, what brings you to my humble atelier today? No, I don't think it ever came up. You just said you were coming to the kingdom, but not why. Your sister's becoming an adventurer, So you came to visit her? What's this? Another letter from her? Let's see. I had wished that you and I might be able to have this conversation face to face, that I might have remained in Isenia until your arrival, but events have, of late, advanced more quickly than I'd predicted, and if you are reading this, not so quickly as to yet allow for my return. I know that you would warn me not to be reckless, would say that being an adventurer is an unnecessary danger when other opportunities should present themselves to me. Yet I came to the kingdom to find a place where I had the freedom to make a life for myself, a place where I could have confidence that I might make a life I could be proud of. I am not unaware of the risks. I wish to work for a future where I can, on my own terms, explore the world, grow myself, and do what I can for the people, and this is my opportunity to do so. I will put in word at the guild when I return, and I look forward to meeting you when I am able. Until then, your loving sister. Out of curiosity, what's her name? She's the one Amelia asked me to make the fabric for. A new adventurer, huh? I take it you're not thrilled about it. I can definitely understand that. It's only natural to be concerned about her. I see you've got that protective older sibling side to you. What do you want to do about this situation? You know, I think it's perfectly reasonable to want to stop her, to keep her safe. She seems to know that too. But I think it says a lot about you that you're this concerned for her, but still prioritizing making her happy. You're a good big sibling, you know that? Shh, come here. It's okay. Let it out if you need to. I'm not sure there's anything else to do. Sure, you and I don't know each other that well yet, and I've never met your sister, but you clearly care about her a lot. Actually, I can empathize with her. I know what it's like to feel trapped in a life you were born in. I did eventually find my calling, and I knew it was the right choice even when everyone else disagreed. My advice? Trust her. Be proud of her. Be there for her, if she comes to you. I know you at least well enough to know that you can do that. I think you'd be surprised. I think you two will end up closer than ever. I was just thinking, I remember reading about an item called something like the resonant charm. I've never made it, but I think it's supposed to be something of a good luck charm. If I remember correctly, in some parts of the world it was even customary to give them to travelers. I think that giving her something like that is a good symbol that she has your blessing. Plus, we can even add in some protective traits with the ingredients we use. What do you think? Yay! I'm glad you like it. Just let me see if I can find the recipe. We might have to get creative and substitute some ingredients based on what I have on hand, but that shouldn't be too hard. That one. Where is it? Ah, got it. Alchemy of Twilight. Here it is. Resonance call. A pair of bells. If one rings, the other follows suit. If two people each hold one, it's said that they will always meet again. It's so cute. It is perfect, isn't it? Let's see. An ancient relic, some metal, an ore, some clay. That's a surprisingly flexible recipe, so it'll come down to technique. Right. I think I actually have everything. Plenty of space to get the protection traits we want too, even with just what I have on hand. Even the ancient relic. That's a fairly broad category, actually. Plus, never doubt an alchemist to have some unusual items. So, would you want to help me, or would you prefer to just watch? You wouldn't be in the way, I promise. I think that you helping will make it a lot more special. Combining my technical skill with your emotional investment should make for a great item, in fact. I do insist. Though I don't want to force you if you'd rather just watch. I am, of course, perfectly fine with doing it myself. I appreciate the excitement. Luckily, we're in my normal atelier this time, rather than the cabin, so I have a much larger stock here. We shouldn't even need to do any chain sense, since I already have all 4 ingredients. There's a bit of nuance in how we choose the properties we want the charm to have, because, well, it's a bit complicated, but let me handle that, okay? So... Sorry, this is just the first time I've done a synthesis with someone other than my master. It feels a little strange. No, it's fine. It's just a new feeling for me to be on this side of the teaching. It's exciting. The first thing is to decide what you're going to synthesize and then figure out the recipe, but we've already done that. Next would be to get the cauldron set up, but that's also already done since I was making stuff before you got here. So, what we need to do is pick out our ingredients. We can use a couple of the coins I found in an ancient ghost ship, of all places, as the relic. Some dark iron for the ore. With as often as I get commissioned by Amelia and Karine, I keep a pretty good stock of raw fabrics and ingots, so the metal body of the charm won't be an issue. Ah, you were paying attention? You're exactly right. That just leaves the clay. It'll get used for the coloring of the straps holding the bells. On hand, I have red, blue, green, and yellow clays. What one do you think your sister would like? Alright then. I'll go get the ingredients, so just wait by the cauldron for me, okay? I know that synthesizing may seem a little daunting, especially when it's something you've never made before, but it's important to be calm and relaxed. Deep breaths, okay? In, out. In, and out. Good. Being relaxed is important because otherwise you'll stress out the ingredients too much to become the item you're trying to make. Or, well, something like that. It sounds kind of silly, of course, but alchemy is a sort of conversation with your ingredients, loosely speaking. It's the mark of a super talented alchemist to be able to hear the wishes of the ingredients in some form or another. I'm not at that level myself, but I do know that you need to pour in a bit of your heart and soul in order to make it work. It's okay. Just remember to stay calm and you'll be fine. Trust me. Alright. Let's start putting in the items. Take the coins from the table and drop them into the cauldron. Yep, just like that. Let me grab my staff and twirl and swirl. Twirl and swirl. Twirl and swirl. Okay, they should provide the basis of the good luck component of the charm, which will also amplify with the other ingredients. Well, they're not just normal coins, right? They're the ancient relic. Specifically, they're the byproduct of alchemy, which probably explains it. Anyway, the liquid should turn a reddish color in a moment, and when it does, you can put the ingot in. It'll serve as the body of the charm. Yeah, now seems good. Good. Because it's not an armor piece or a shield, it doesn't need to be overly sturdy or heavy. So we're using a relatively soft metal, and that means we won't need to wait as long before it's malleable enough to work with. Okay, it seems soft enough now that I can shape it. Remember when I said that alchemy is something like having a conversation with the ingredients? This is a perfect example of that. Blacksmiths, like Korean, would shape the metal by heating it up and then hitting it with a hammer, right? And that definitely works, but with alchemy we can sort of, convince the metal to have the shape we want. Sorry, I said that you needed to put your heart and soul into the synthesis, right? I was half joking, but there is a truth to it. And that piece of yourself, it's what you use to communicate with the ingredients. Kind of. And that's okay. It's a bit complicated, and I definitely didn't explain it well. Don't worry too much about it. If you ever were to become a proper alchemist, you'd sort of figure it out yourself with experience. For now, just knowing what to do is more than enough. Anyway, that should be enough shaping for the time being. It's not perfect yet, but it'll get there by the time we finish. Huh? Oh, the ore next. You can go ahead and put it in now as well. This dark iron is a harder variety of iron, so it should provide some extra durability to the charm, but it should also draw out your sister's strength as well. I know I said protection traits earlier, but some of it is just about amplifying your sister's own capabilities. There's the good luck charm component as well, though, so don't worry about that. But now, last but not least, it's time for the clay. Can you put that in for me, too? Thanks. And now, I'm going to have you help me with the stirring, okay? Of course. You said you'd help me, didn't ya? I'm just kidding. You have been helping. But because we're making this for your sister, I wanted to give you an opportunity to make this even more special. Alchemically too, but I also just think it means more this way, you know? It might take a little bit out of you, but... it'll be okay, I promise. Don't worry, I'll take over if anything goes wrong. Just remember to stay calm. Take some deep breaths with me. Ready? In. And out. Good. Now close your eyes. Think about your sister and how much you care about her. And let the staff guide your hand as you stir. Twirl and swirl. You're doing a great job, okay? I can feel your power through the staff. Just keep going. Yay, you did it! Hey, are you okay? Hey, you're a bit unsteady there, and you seem pretty out of it. You are not okay. Let's get you over to the sofa. You don't have a fever or anything, do you? You don't. Oh, I should have known, but I didn't think you would. Okay. It seems like it's just psychosomatic exhaustion. Wait just a second, okay? I should have something for you. Found it. Here we go. Just need this water to boil. water for tea. And the S-type medicine in this one. Here you go. Drink this. It's some chamomile tea mixed with what's known as S-type medicine. It's hot, but it should make you feel better. No, I'm the one who should apologize. It's my fault. When you do a synthesis, you're giving part of yourself into the process. That's why I said that having you do it would make the item more special. And that's true, but the resonance call is a relatively high-level synthesis, so it takes a lot more than a basic low-level one. Already feeling like you did and being new to the whole thing, I should have known that this might happen, but I know. I'm sorry. You will be fine, of course. That medicine I gave you is good for many different situations, a panacea of sorts. You just need to rest up. The tea should help with that, too. What made me want to become an alchemist? Do you want the long version or the short one? No, I don't mind. When I was little, I never really knew what I wanted to do when I grew up. There wasn't anything I was good at, you know. I felt like I was just treading water, going through the motions of life. I learned about alchemy when Pastor was running an alchemy demonstration here. I was fascinated. Like most things, alchemy is easier for some people than for others, but anyone can learn at least the basics. She wanted alchemy to seem approachable, you know? So she asked for a volunteer to help with the next synthesis. I was her volunteer. It was... You and I talked before, back at the cabin, about how alchemy looks like magic when you don't know what's going on, but in that moment, it felt like magic. Like I could feel an energy flow through me, and it was nothing I'd ever felt before. It felt... I don't even know how to describe it. She came up to me at the end of the demonstration as everyone else was leaving. Told me that, in addition to simply showcasing the power of alchemy, she was using the demos to search for an apprentice. I learned later that she was stacking the odds in the volunteers' favor, picking high quality and especially easy to use ingredients for a simple and lenient recipe, but even so, when she told me I had potential to become a full-fledged alchemist, it was a few seconds before I breathed. The rest of that conversation is a blur, but I obviously took her up on her offer. Studied under her for a few years before I returned to Isenia and set up this atelier. I still sometimes get that intense rush of energy coursing through me during a synthesis, but it's so much more than that for me. Ever since I met Master, ever since I started learning alchemy, I've felt like I've had a direction in life, you know? The excitement of creating new items, coming up with new recipes, being able to help people in ways both big and small. I don't feel lost anymore. I owe a lot of my sense of belonging and of self-confidence to what I've learned and the people I've met. Sorry if that's too heavy an answer. I'd be lying, of course, if I said I didn't also just find it fun. I love the ridiculousness I can get up to sometimes. Like the warm ice cream we had that first night. But I think it's the same for your sister. You just need to give her that opportunity she's looking for. Are you getting sleepy? That's okay. That makes sense, all things considered. Get some sleep. You should feel better after a nap, okay?